everybody, welcome back to Talking Wolves, and welcome back to another match preview. We're back in Premier League action, and it is the first game back at Molineux in the Premier League in 2020. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you are, be sure to hit the like button down below, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your thoughts ahead of this game against Newcastle with any of your predictions as well. Wolves will be hoping to bounce back after a run of 2 defeats in the Premier League, one being against Liverpool and one against Watford, and then of course getting a draw against Manchester United as well. So a little strange run of no wins since that fantastic victory over Manchester City. But Wolves will be hoping to bounce back today against Newcastle United. Wolves sat still in 7th place in the Premier League with 30 points. Newcastle currently sat in 13th in the Premier League, and their run has not been great either recently. Newcastle, 21 games played, 25 points. I think they've done a lot better than expected, to be honest. I don't think people expected Steve Bruce to do so well with Newcastle, especially when we played them back in pre-season in the Asia Trophy. We dispatched them quite comfortably with a 4-0 victory. And Bruce was literally announced on that day or in and around then. And they've done okay. They've done a lot better than I expected, to be honest. But their run recently hasn't been great, and they do really need to bounce back after a great run coming in towards the start of December. December wasn't a great month for Newcastle. Their most recent games, including a massive 3-0 loss at home to Leicester City, and then most recently a 1-1 draw against Rochdale. There were players rotated, but it was still a pretty strong Newcastle team, so I think they'll be very, very disappointed with that. And they're not scoring enough goals, are they? They're just not. They haven't got the firepower. I think that's what will disappoint Steve Bruce and what will disappoint Newcastle fans. They, of course, had the likes of Solomon Rondon last year. He moved on alongside Rafa Benitez. Spent a lot of money on players like Joelinton, who just haven't hit the ground running, such as, and the same as many young strikers that have come to the Premier League, such as your Patrick Atrone, such as your Moise Keans, and Joelinton. They're just not hitting the ground running and finding life in England and in the Premier League in particular quite difficult. Reversing it over to Wolves now. Wolves, as I say, desperately, well, not desperately, but it'd be great to get back to winning ways. A 3 p.m. kickoff in the Premier League at Molineux have been very rare this season. I really can't remember the last time we had a 3 p.m. at Molineux, to be honest. Maybe that game against Watford. There's bound to have been one since, but I can't remember. But it's going to be great to be back at Molineux, to actually be there whilst there's a bit of daylight on a Saturday as well. But it's going to be an interesting game. It's been an interesting week for Wolves as well. It looks like Patrick Atrone, at the time of recording, it's not confirmed yet, but I know he's been in Florence for his Fiorentina medical today. That'll be confirmed sooner rather than later. And Wolves now, with injuries, have got quite a slim squad, to be honest. The signings are definitely due, and this is another opportunity for some players to prove their worth in the squad. It looks like Morgan Gibbs-White is finally going to be back from injury as well, so I'd assume he's going to be in the squad tomorrow. I know he hadn't got a lot of plaudits for some of his little cameos at the start of this season, but I am interested to see if he can come back into the squad after injury and fight for a place in the team. We're going to have a busy season, and we've got plenty of games coming up in the Premier League, possibly the FA Cup and in the Europa League as well. So players such as Morgan really need to pull their weight, prove their worth, and show what quality they do have. Otherwise, for me, if Morgan gets an opportunity in the next couple of weeks and doesn't quite take it, I'd probably loan him out, to be honest. If not, the under-23s, I haven't seen enough of him to think, right, you're a first-team player. He hasn't quite taken that opportunity yet. But other players, that have taken that opportunity recently, I've been impressed with Pedro Neto. The NDL will be impressed with that one. He's been playing left wing. Now with Jota injured, it looks like he's going to be starting again with Raul Jimenez and Adama Traore. Really hoping that Adama can come to his own and perform well tomorrow. Really need him back at his best, as he has been in parts of December. Unfortunately, didn't win the December Player of the Month award, but I'm hoping he can strive for some strong performances again and possibly even get nominated in January. I'd assume that'll be our front three to start: Neto, Jimenez, and Adama. It'd be great to see Jimenez back on the score sheet as well. Neves and Matinho in the middle. I've been quite impressed with them over the last few weeks, or the last couple of months, to be honest. Their work rate has been fantastic, and it's actually worked quite well with those two together. And the back five, it looks like Willy Bolly's finally back in training. Maybe this game against Newcastle is a step too far, but maybe we'll see Says, Cody and Dendoncker with your standard Doc and Johnny at wing-backs and Patricio in goal. Now, in terms of score, I really, as I say, I really do hope Wolves bounce back. You know, Newcastle have got a lot of players coming back from injury, so that is a big boost for them. However, are these players going to be sharp enough? Are they going to be, are they going to have the match sharpness? Are they going to have that hunger and determination to beat Wolves? Newcastle, as I say, they've been on a poor form, but it's going to be sod's law they turn up against Wolves, isn't it? But I really do hope Wolves can win. We're pretty decent at home, aren't we? And I'm going to back, as normal, a 2-1 Wolves win. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. Wolves versus Newcastle. Who you reckon is going to get the 3 points? Wolves haven't been great against Newcastle historically over the last number of years. But I'm hoping that this season, after a draw at St James's Park, we could get a win this time around at Molineux. Be sure to hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, guys. And until next time, I'll see you all very, very soon.